Everyone, thank you for coming back. Today we are going to meet Cosmas Adrian, and he's the artist from Indonesia, Jakarta. Over to you, Cosmas.
Thank you, Dorothy. Okay, so yeah, my name is Cosmas Adrian. People call me Cosmas, like, but in my family, I was called like Adrian. I always called like Adrian in my family, but then like I always like introduce myself as Cosmas to my friends because it just stuck with me. The story was pretty interesting. Like, I think I have like friends named Adrian when I was at kindergarten, and somehow this teacher like decided to call me Cosmos. Yeah, just to differentiate the Adrian. So it's a very boring story, but that's how I was called like Adrian at the first place. So oh sorry, I was called like Cosmos, and then it stuck with me until like the later part of my life. Uh, and then it's just very weird to introduce myself as Adrian to people. Although I think that Cosmos is very you think that it's a very weird name or very unusual name. But then yeah, you can call me Cosmos. You can also call me Adrian if it is like very more comfortable with you. So hello. Yeah, I'm not from Jakarta, Indonesia, but I live in Jakarta, Indonesia for the last 13 years, I think. So I started living here because of university. So I went to this university in 2010. I took the graphic design major, the visual communication design, and I was graduated in 2014, right? And then how calligraphy comes to my life, it was pretty interesting. I think I can relate to Alex a bit because I always had this interest in like letters, in like graffiti, in like in like more like a vernacular design of letters which you can find easily like, in Indonesia. And I was born and raised in Malang. It's a small city in Indonesia. Uh, and my house is very near to the bus terminal. So I always see buses where in Indonesia, if you see like buses, you can see almost like the design of like different letters, different quotes, different words that they put on their buses on the back of the bus and the trucks and everything. So it's always like I always had that interest to letters, to graffiti and everything. But then I really want to learn it, but I don't know how because I was lack of resources. Internet was so bad. I no books about like calligraphy or lettering, and then oh wait okay, and then comes like 2014. I was graduated from the university with graphic design major, uh, and then I don't know how calligraphy emerged that time. I don't know if it happens to like any parts of the world, but I think like in Southeast Asia or like East Asia or this Asia region, like Western calligraphy become like very popular somehow. It emerged from somewhere, and then I saw, wow, this is calligraphy. This is what I wanted to learn for the longest time. So then like there was this like one community in Jakarta, Indonesia, which called like Kaligrafina. It's not very active nowadays, but it was very active. Uh, and then I joined the community. I learned a lot from like I think I started with brush calligraphy, and then I remember there was like one Philippine calligrapher called Kale, I think. She was invited to one of our like pen meetup, and then we learned about the copper plate there. We learned about things there, and then we get like so many things like oh, calligraphy is very interesting, right? And then like and it has more things than what I saw before. So this page you can see like some of my works. You can see it on my Instagram. Actually, it's like just a cut of my Instagram page. I did I do a lot of calligraphy. I learned brush calligraphy. I learned copperplate. I learned a little bit of like cursive. I learned italic, which is my love. I learned foundational. I learned Roman somehow. I learned Ancil, and yeah, I learned from I think one of the best or like the best, yeah, the best calligraphers in the world. Like I learned godless italic from like Eleanor Winters. I learned French roundhand from like David Grimes. I learned Roman from Christopher Hornes and John Stevens. I also learned like Italian roundhand from like Hui Huang Dao. Yeah. So I took my time. So then I back to like my story about like 2014. I get into like calligraphy, and then like I leave my graphic design little like little by little. So I still do like freelance work on like graphic design and stuff, but then like I slowly like shift my work into like more of like calligraphy, because like I remember 2015, it was like my first calligraphy gigs, which my friend offered me. Oh, do you want to write place card for this brand for their event? And it went very wrong. It went wrongly, but then like yeah, but then I somehow managed to yeah to fix that all. And then yeah, and then that's not I didn't stop because of that one thing, because I love calligraphy so much. And then I think I learned more of like broadband since like 2015, and I started teach calligraphy like italic. I think I started with italic and also like copper plate and brush calligraphy since like 2017. Yeah, it was like always like workshop, and doing like private workshop, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a little bit of my calligraphy learning journey and teach calligraphy. And now I'm teaching calligraphy for kids. Yeah, so I have like around like 18 students in two classes of mine. It was around like 9 to 11 years, uh, three to five graders. So that's what I do. Yeah. And then I remember like the 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 beginning of this year, I think it's February or March, right? And then this uh this magical lady called Dorothy came to my she sent me a message to Instagram and said like, oh, we're we are going to do this art of letters. Do you want to join in or not? Uh Side note, I met Dorothy like last year, 2022, when I was in Singapore. I came to this beginner's table meetup somehow, because like I think I had like a little time that time before I went to like an event in Singapore, and then like I met with her and uh we talked a bit, and then like she also said like, oh, I will do this again, like this art of lesson. And like this year, like early this year, she came with that message. You know what? I I thought about my answer to Dorothy. What should I reply her? And then I also still like decided like if I wanted to join or not, because at that time my state of mind was like I was so burnt out. I was in the state of like stagnancy from like calligraphy. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do with this calligraphy, because I really don't have like much like commission for like calligraphy. I don't do like a lot of workshops and that kind of stuff, because like from like when COVID happened to early this year, or like last year, I think I do like a lot of workshops, and then like I think it put me to the burnout state. So I took like maybe like 2 days to reply to Dorothy, and then the answer and Dorothy replied me with, "Oh, sorry, Cosmas, but the slot is gone already. We don't have any more slots." That's what she said. And then like, oh, okay, then next time. Okay, I was so chill, but I was a little bit disappointed. But then like, oh, okay, but then like next time. But then like this this Dorothy lady like with her magic, she said, oh, but let me ask Carol. So she asked Carol. I don't know what she said to Carol, and then Carol allowed me to join in her group of mentorship, and then like, yay, okay, okay. So this is my maybe this is my way. So I have to go with this. So I said yes, okay, let's do this, right? And then come to the first meeting of the Art of Letters, right? Uh, there's like Dorothy, and then like our mentor group, which is like Carol, our mentor, and then Arlene, and then like Eleanor, and we get to know each other. We get to know like our backgrounds, and then Dorothy like explaining like about this course, about this program, about this mentorship that we have to do. Not we are expected to do like 3 artworks in the end of the mentorship program, and then like, oh, but the goal is to inspire each other, and the inspiration can come to anywhere. We want to see like different culture. We want to see like your history, your family history, maybe like inspiration like flora, fauna, etc., something like that. Then yeah, we just I think we just like, oh yeah, we understand, but we don't know where to go from here, right? So then like we have like another meeting without Dorothy, right? Without Dorothy. So it's like, like when the teacher is gone, right? When the teacher is gone in the classroom, you have more to talk about, right? So then like we have like creative meetings there. We have creative meetings, and then like we talk about, oh, this is what is expected from you. But then Carol said, I want to know what is your goal for this. So we set our goal, and I said my goal was to, I don't know, I might want to do like merchandise, because I really want like wearable art. I really love how, like my shirt now, it is like shirt from my friend, my illustrator friend. I bought from her. I really love like pattern, like art become like pattern, become a wearable art. So I really love that idea. But then I don't know if that is my goal. So then like Carol said, it was so vague. Your goal is so vague. I cannot see where you're heading and everything and everything. So then I uh, and then we conclude the meeting, and we have time to think about it. We have time to think about like our goals, what we want to do, what we don't want to do. And then I think to myself that maybe uh I want to make merchandise. Maybe I want to sell my art, because I was I was in that state. I need the money, of course, because yeah, because this is like my main job. So somehow I need the money from this job, right? And everything. But then like it wasn't really like the goal. So then I think a lot about it, and I get myself that I really want to be free when I'm making this art. I I I I need like more freedom from myself, like my mind and everything. So I want to be more relaxed when I do everything, when I do this art, when I do calligraphy. But then it's not only that. I also want my calligraphy looks more free, like more expressive, more gestural, something like that. Because I really love what ifs do with his calligraphy, but I cannot do that. I think I cannot do that. So yeah, so that's my goal. It's very, I think it's very just a small little goal, that to put like, oh, I just want this to look like that. Yeah, yeah, basically that. So then I also want to try to work with different media, because maybe in some way I can find how to find a way to do like the merchandise somehow. it's still in my mind. And then I quote something very nice from a Carol, because like we were like so confused to on what to do. We're still in the confusion state, so we still don't know what to do. But then like Carol said, "Oh, I really love to use folded pen. I'm really confident with this. Let's start with doing this folded pen. Let's learn how to do things with this folded pen." And then we all agree, maybe it will be a good start, right? So we all agree for the next meeting, we will learn how to use that folded pen, right? And then one quote that I noted down from Carol is, for art, you create for yourself, you make yourself happy, and it's all about you. So think about yourself first. If you are happy about what you create, then everyone can be happy. You cannot please everyone, but you can please yourself. That's what I take from it. And then the journey of folded pen began, right? We start to learn how to use folded pen. I made my own folded pen because I don't have like that folded pen, that ruling pen, that kind of stuff, that very like strong one. Yeah, I don't have it, and to buy it, I need to buy it internationally. We don't have it like available here somehow. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Then Carol said like, after the meeting, after she taught us how to use the folded pen, she said, "This is your assignment. Choose one word and write it like many times as you can." Right? That sounds a hard. That sounds like a hard work. So I made my folded pen. I made like my first folded pen. I made two, I think, because I I made one with like thinner can and the other one with thicker one, and I wanted to see. And then I start to like do the thing, right? La 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 la. And then what I felt when I started to do the folded pen thing, uh, I start I started to feel like I I was just doing the same thing over and over again. So you can see like the first pages here is kind of like the same thing over and over again, right? But then like through the pages, you can see uh it started to change. So like there's like more to it. Like let's see here, like there's like A, different kind of G, and different orientation. It's not slanted and everything. Oops. Yeah. And yeah, I think I did about like 6 pages, and then like you can see like, yeah, it becomes like more interesting. It becomes like more interesting pages by pages, right? And then yeah, and then after all the training, all the folded pen trials, right? I come to the one state I call like mindfully mindless, because I reflected to what I did with the folded pen, and I think to myself, like for the first pages, I I did think when I write. So I think when I want it to be like this, I want it to be like that. When I really do, when I'm writing, right? But then like through the pages, I think before I write, and then I let my hand work when I write. So I don't think too much. That's why I call it like mindfully mindless. So I think about it, but then like I will be like so mindless when I started writing. Yeah. And yeah, I think it works. I really love to work with the folded pen. I fall in love with the folded pen. It's my second love. The first love is italic. The second love is folded pen now. Yeah. Yeah, the resources is very hard to find. So that's why. So then like after this test of mindfully mindless, and then like I think, oh, this is really like opening up my way, because I never feel like this before. uh and then it comes to like my artwork creation process, right? Then this like all this graphic design, like 4 years of graphic design, so like kicking me in. Uh, so I always start like artwork creation process from like brainstorming, right? But then before do the brainstorming, Carol asked us for like one other assignment, which is like, hey, can you guys find one word, one quote, one sentence, or any words that rings with you? Because as calligraphers, we work with letters, we work with words, we work with, yeah. Uh, so there must be like something that rings to you. And hearing that, I remember like one time I was listening to a podcast. It was a podcast from like one like Korean singer, rapper, songwriter, and he has a tattoo, uh, which says like "One day you will." And why he had that tattoo? He wanted like his daughter to think about it, like one day you will. And what it means to me, basically, one day you will. Like I really love this this quote, this sentence, because it is like very open ended. It is limitless. From the time and then from anything that you do, like one day. It can be someday. It can be like, yeah. It can be like whenever in the future, right? It can be anywhere in the future, and it can be like you will be anything. You can do anything. You will do anything. So it is very limitless. So yeah, so I think it makes me somehow like very more like relaxed about like life and what I do. So i know that I know that maybe in this time frame this is not my time. My time is still in the future. We still have like a lot of time, and you can still do whatever you want to do, right? So I really love this, and all the crowds, all the crowd, I mean like my small group of mentors and mentees love it as well. So I think I just go with this. This will tie everything in my artworks. This will tie my three artworks, hopefully that time. Hopefully three artworks. We still don't know. We still don't know. We're still in the start. And then like I said, I always start with brainstorming. Uh, I can do like brainstorming, which I really love to like note down my storm in my brain, right? But then I can also do it like with only like my brain and the storm, so without any notes. So, but this time I try to like note down the storm. So I come to like many words that I think related to like one day you will, and I pick some. Yeah, I pick up reaching points, I pick up irregularities, limitless, mystery, progressive, duality, and then I process. So everything going with the one day you will, I think. So then uh it's not enough. It's not enough for me to just like go with the words. So I need like more inspiration. Like Dorothy said in the beginning of our like meeting in the early state, she said like I want to see like different culture. I want to see you, right? I want to see what is it, what influences you as an artist, blah blah. So then I think about the culture, that kind of stuff, and then I think it is boring. It's already very boring because like if I said like Indonesia, like everyone will say, oh, I know batik, you know batik, I also know batik, everyone knows batik, Bali, blah blah blah. It's very traditional. It's very it's somehow it is like signature of Indonesia, but it is somehow like so far from me, because I know about the traditional culture, but I don't live like that every day. So then I think uh, to make this art, I think I need something like closer to mine, closer to me. And then this idea comes along when I was walking home from work. I was teaching a choir that time, so I was walking home because I really love walking, and Jakarta is very walkable city. So It's very walkable city. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. And if you see like someone walking in Jakarta, maybe he is crazy. Yeah. So you see this one walking, and then I said, I think I can work with this. I always see this scenery of Jakarta almost every day, right? It was not the best scenery. It was very chaotic. It's traffic jam everywhere. If you can hear the sound, it is very noisy. It's a lot of people everywhere. You cannot see somewhere like quiet. It is, yeah, it's just like crowded. It's just chaotic, right? So then this scenery becomes like, oh, I think I can work with this. So this is Jakarta that I took. So it's not traditionally cultured. I don't know. Maybe this is the first time you see Jakarta this in this picture. So so it's always traffic jam everywhere. But then like what we see is like it still has somehow the sky still has like colors in some days, right? It can be like blue when the sunset. It comes with a little bit of orange, yellowish orange, right? And then the formation of like the car lights is also very interesting with the red and the white. Sometimes there's like the traffic light like greens, yeah, that kind of stuff. And then like the skies sometimes it's red, yeah, a little bit like red, violet red, something like that. And it's still crowded, but somehow we can still see something beautiful in it, right? There is some quiet place where there's still people, so it's not like quiet. There's people, there's a cloud and everything. There's also haze, yeah, these days, yeah. But it was raining. It has been raining, so thank God. So yeah, so this is like the Jakarta that I see, and it is like my inspiration. So it's not like the cultural, traditional Indonesia Jakarta that you see, but something closer to me, something that I see almost every day. So yeah, and then uh, I conclude all the ideas, all this from the brainstorming and the inspiration, the visual inspiration, and the words one day you will. So my three artworks, hopefully, will be one. It's tied to the keywords and the inspiration, which is Jakarta, and all its characteristics like the chaos, the crowded, the noisy, and then we will include the words one day you will in every artwork that I make. And also I will be using different medias, and there's possibility of them become like a set of artwork. So yeah, so we will see. The first one is organized chaos. So the main idea of this one is like, oh, let's start slow. So let's just do pen ink on a flat surface, which is maybe paper, maybe just a poster. Let's start. Let's start like very relaxed. Let's start like small. Yeah. And then I took the keywords like reaching point, the irregularities, the progressive, and then the Jakarta traffic, the chaos noisy, and the diversity, everything. Uh, I for this one I took everything that I see from Jakarta that I take the photos uh very literally. So the colors, the scenery, the crowdedness. But then I have to apply it to the word, right? So the first step that I took was uh I wrote a lot of things. I wrote a lot of style. I wrote the possibility. I think it can go like this. With with one thing in mind, it will be like reaching a point. It will be like chaos. So it can be like not only like one style of letter. It can be like two scripts. It can be like three scripts in one sentence. Blah blah blah. So I did like this one page. It's not a lot, but I can see like the diversity right from the maybe it's very calligraphistic, and then like oh this one is very I don't know very postmodern design thing. So yeah, so then I thought I just want to do like one sentence at that time, and then like the others like give me the idea like, I like this one, I like that one, and that one. And then the idea came to me become like, uh, I think Carol said, I can see everything here, everything in this page, becoming like one poster, and then I will hang it somewhere, maybe in an office, and then every day I would ask my staff to choose which one day you will are you today. So then, that's a very interesting idea, right? That's a very interesting idea. But then, oh, should I work with that? And then I think it will be a good idea. And then I also think, oh, I will do something like different this time. I would not do like small sizes. I do a big one, right? Because like the group like giving me like our friends, our mentees friend, our mentor friends like giving me the idea. Let's do a big one. Let's do a big one, right? Yeah. Then let's do a big one. Okay. Okay then. Let's do that. So I start with digital sketch. Yeah, how lucky we are, like how fortunate we are in this like in this era we can do like digital thing, right? So I did put everything that I wrote before, if you see here, and adding like some other thing, and I make like movement, right? I still wanted to reach like one point because like that's what I think about like this one day you will thing, and then it will be like each one day you will represent like maybe a group of people or like even like one person. So it's like different people like trying to reaching a goal. That's the idea. And then I started with a black and white because that's that's easier to like put the contrast and everything there. And then I tried with colors as well. I put the colors. I don't know what I thought about the colors, but then like I think I only think about like the colors of like Jakarta that I see, right? The skies are blue sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of red, right? And then like the colors of like red, then yeah, that kind of thing, traffic and everything. And then like I wanted to have like something in the background, so I add like some like geometrical elements. I don't know why. Okay, that's one thing that I don't know why, but I think it's very interesting, so I just put it there, right? And then uh, and then I tried to make it on the canvas because like uh my goal is to make it on a big canvas. So I bought one like the canvas roll, and then like I make like an A4 one, so it's a dummy. And then I tried everything on it because I have to know like how this tool will work on a canvas, right? And then I put everything. So I want it to look different every time. So I use a lot of tools. I use brushes. I use like flat brush. I use like round brush. I use my broad edge pen. I use my pointed pen. I use my folded pen that I just made. Right? I think I also almost use a marker. I use my watercolor here and everything. So I put it there. Oh, and I love the composition and the colors here. But then it comes to me that I think this is not enough. I cannot see the Jakarta that I see every day here. And then what can I do to make it more apparent? The Jakarta more apparent, right? So then I thought, I think I have to make it looks like a traffic in the evening, right? Because like you cannot see the lights, the car lights and traffic lights in the day clearly, right? It will appear like clearer in the night scene. So then I I colored my canvas like black, and then for the geometrical element, because I want it to be like different. I want every element represents like a group of people or different kind of person and everything. So I use like acrylic paint, I think if I remember correctly. It was because I did a lot of things. It can be watercolor, but I think this one is acrylic things. So I paint some papers with colors. You can see here. So it comes with red and then like orange and then the gradient from red to like blue and then greens and some like purple color. And then I just cut it in small pieces and then I just paste it everywhere. Yeah, so it's like it adds more chaos. I love this. I can see Jakarta here in my piece, in this dummy piece. Right? It's very chaotic. Uh yeah, it's noisy, it's crowded. So then I go with this one. I go with this one. So you can see I put some videos here. So you can see like what I did with the big canvas. So I after the dummy is all right, and then like I go with the big one. I started with the same thing, which is colored the background with blue black color, and then I put the colored papers cut right, and then like I use like it's just a snippet of like every tool that I use. I use like flat brush, big flat brush, and then like I use like broad edge. This is like the broad edge pen, right? And it all says one day you will. Is so you can choose which one day you will is your personality, right? And yeah, that's also like say that I like in the first place I want like irregularities, I want diversity, I want a chaos, I want texture, I want everything that can be different in one place. So, but then it's not easy to just put it there, right? Because to put everything in one place, it can make the work lose focus. Right? That's what I do with the movement. That's what I with the movement. So even though it's very different in every step, in every form, in every letters, in every script, in every sentence, uh, it's still going to like one thing that yeah you can follow that, right? So this is my folded pen. So I made a new folded pen for this one. I made a bigger one. Yeah, so it's a bigger one. So this canvas is 1 meter by 80 centimeters. Yeah, and this is like my pointed pen and stuff. So just a little. I think this is the last thing. Oops. Yes, and then this is a little time lapse in how it. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So that's the work now that you see it. Right. Yeah. Ta-da! So this is my artwork number one. It's called like organized chaos. So yeah. So it's chaotic, but somehow it's still like organized. If you see like traffic, right? It's chaotic. It's very noisy. It's crowded, but somehow you can see it like still in a line, right? In a queue, something like that. So that's what I want to communicate with this piece, right? I want you to see like what influences me, like how the environment going, but then like I also want to communicate that every person like back to the one day you will, right? Every person has their goal, every person has their way of life, every like they have like yeah I want to reach this point, but maybe it's not that point that I want to reach. So it's kind of different. That's make a chaos. But then like you can see everyone still like beautiful in their own way, right? You can see like everyone with their way. So that's why I put everything there. So that's my artwork number one, right? And then like what is artwork number two now? So this is a sneak peek. This is a sneak peek. Okay, so I took the keywords again, like another keywords. I get the limitless, the progressive, the duality, right? But then the inspiration stays the same. It's still like one day you will. It's still chaos. It's still people. It's still Jakarta traffic, right? So then, I think I started to come back to my initial idea of like making merch, right? I want wearable pieces. So then, uh, so then I started to think, I think this time I want to make pattern. So I started with a small step, which is like pattern. I want to make letters into pattern, right? So then come the pattern number one. So I I really think about like, oh, how about now I become very organized. I just use like geometric shape, uh, something like very stiff, right? So it looks like this. You see like my experiment page. It's just a little page, and then I make everything like very organized. It's line by line, and it's very squarish. Somehow it's very like based on like circle and that kind of stuff. But then I also my my brain works in like two ways. Like the other way said like because I want everything to be like more gestural, more like expressive, right? And like the other side of my brain said like, no. I think you have to try to make it from more abstract as well. So the pattern become like more abstract and stuff. And then I also try. Right? You can see here, down here. And not only that part, I also do like make it I think I can do it better, so I make it with the help of the technology. I make it into like pattern, right? I said this could work, this may be work, but it will be hard because it's very, it's very stiff. I don't know how to say it, but it's very stiff, it's very squarish. I don't know how to put it on like fabric and how to like arrange it well, because it gives me like so much like limit to it, to how it works, right? And then I tried with my folded pen again. I never knew that I will use folded pen so much. So I tried with my folded pen. It's still said one day you will, right? And then wow, this textures is unbelievable. It's crazy good. I really love it. Uh, I got the inspiration from that one book. I don't remember the book, but then like it has like it showcased like the thing with more like textural calligraphy, like gestural calligraphy, and then like there's one piece that I think they use like folded or like ruling pen to make a bamboo drawing, just like a Chinese calligraphy, something like that. And then that's my inspiration for this. So I want to make the stroke like that. That's why I also go like downside or like more like vertical, other than like horizontal line. So yeah. So then we met again for the creative meeting with the mentors and the mentees. And then I said, I think I will go with this one. I didn't think I will go with the other one. But then like Carol said, no. How about you try to combine these two? So you don't have to choose. You just do whatever. You just do both. And then I said, okay, I'll try. So I'll try it on a fabric. So I have like spare fabric. I think this fabric usually used for batik thing. It's yeah. I don't know what fabric is that. Yeah, my knowledge is very. I don't know. I just try. I just try. So then like I put So what I'm thinking about like this trial process, like I think about the viscosity of the ink that I use, which like for folded pen, I have to use like more liquidy ink, and I cannot use like the one that is very like thick, right? I have to thin it a lot. So I think the the more gestural part of this pattern should go first because it will be very wet, and then after I will do anything above it, right? So then I did the the folded pen first, which you see here as a background there, the blue colored one, right? Then uh, it becomes very nice. I really love how the ink like spread, how the ink like, yeah, it's very like, we cannot like predict how they are going, right? We can only do the letter there, but then like the end result is very amazing. I really love it. And then I just use acrylic marker over it for the more like, for the more like geometric shape, that kind of stuff, because I think it's easy for me. It's easy, like it will be like very stable, right? Because it doesn't change, the shape doesn't change, not like brush. Like when if it is a brush, when we press, it will be a different width, but when we don't press that much, it will be like another width, right? So I think this is like very nice thing to do with the more like geometric shape, more like organized shape. So I put that, but then uh I have the jacket in mind. I have the shirt actually in mind, but then it changed to a jacket because somehow I was walking around and then I saw like, oh, this jacket is nice, so I just like bought it. That's like very impulsive. I just bought it, and then I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a thing with this, and the fabric material is different uh, from this one fabric that I'm trying on. So then I tried on different fabric again, and it doesn't go well. It didn't go well for me, right? The uh somehow like the fabric doesn't like absorb much water. I don't know why at first, but and then I bring it to the creative meeting, and I think Eleanor said, with the fabric, I think you just wash it before you do the thing, because it will it has like wax or something like that with the fabric, so you have to do that. Oh, okay. The more you know. So then I learned about thing, and then I actually tried on like the same fabric material with the jacket before, but it's only I just like put like some marks on it, so I don't do like a lot of things. And then I after that the one little trial, I said, I think I'm ready, which I'm not sure, which I wasn't sure. But then I have to do this. I have to do this. This is my second arrow. So here's me like struggling with the folded pen on the fabric. So this is like the first layer. So yeah, it is very hard to do a folded pen on a fabric. The fabric goes everywhere. I don't know, but then I really love the texture. I still really love the texture, and how is it going there? So yeah, they're like the technical difficulties that I always get. It's very I don't know. Somehow it's not frustrating for me, but it's fun to know like that I get like, oh, this is difficult. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit masochist. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. And then like this is like the brush. So I also learned like that. Oh, I think I need to thin out the paint as well. So I changed from marker to flat brush because I really think that I need more texture. And then like that flat brush also give you the illusion of layering in one this, because like it will be like thick in the first stroke, and then like, it goes like thinner and thinner and thinner. Yeah, and then I still use like the acrylic marker as well for the smaller part, the more monoline thing. Yeah, so yeah. I look at my hand going everywhere. I don't know how to put my hand there. It is very tricky, tricky. Yeah, that's why I don't really like recording myself, because it's very I don't know, it's hard to do that. Yeah, I cannot concentrate. Yeah, yeah. So lucky I learned like to do flat brush that time with, I think, with John Stevens, like a little bit, just a little bit, and then like, okay, this, yeah, right. That's the video, the little video that I have. So this is the end product. So I have like a pair of the jacket, the cardigan. It is in broken white and a denim blue, dark blue color. And I think like the name You Matter, I will like just explain it a little bit, right? Uh it might be looks like a little bit different from the chaos that I bring before. And then why is it You Matter, right? You can see here like there's a lot of elements there in one shirt. If you see it has like a lot of layers. It has only like one words or like one sentence there. It is like one layer, but it's again represents like maybe like a group of people or like one single person. And then like it can be like smaller, right? And then it can be like some part is more apparent than the others, right? uh that's how I interpret the you matter thing, because sometimes you can see like the other people like shining like brighter than you. Eh, they can look like bigger than you, but then the small things there, the small details there, it also matters, because without the small things, I think this piece will be like very ordinary. I don't know. It's just like another shirt with printed thing with words something like that. So I think it I want to communicate that everything there, although it's very faint, maybe I don't know if you can see, but in the blue one, I put black color there. So yeah, I put a black color, which you cannot see, I think. But without that black color, uh, this piece like in the black one will not have that depth. I think we can see it here. Yeah, we can see a bit here. There's like a little of bit like black colors there. So it adds like some depth. Uh, yeah, for the base. So that's that's something that I want to communicate with the piece. Maybe it's not that apparent the message, but then like yeah, you matter in some way, right? And then you make something with, maybe like you can collaborate with people on there. Yeah. So that's my second artwork. And come to my, wow, I made three artworks, right? So from hopefully it becomes like reality. Uh, and for this one, I want like I have some love with like paper cutting, like cut out of papers, and then like people working, right? People like working with cut out of papers, and they make a pop up and that kind of stuff, playing with light and shadows, right? So I want to make something like that. So so in the main idea of this artwork is I want it to be really simple. I want to just play with shadows. I want to play with something that you cannot like clearly see. So my idea is just put white on white on white on white. So everything will be like only like white papers, and then I put also like white ink there, and everything is white. So yeah, this is just the process. The first process is always coming back to the sketch. Right? Always coming back to this. This is my sketch. I don't know if you can understand the sketch, because I somehow understand what I want to do with the sketch. Okay, so I just put again, it's always like one day you will. It's always going to like one point, one goal, and then like I said, like the visual idea is all white. I want to play with different heights, so the shadow will be like different, and then I don't mind if it is not readable or if it's not legible, because that's not the point. Because that's not the point. uh, I work one day as a display now. It's not for you to read everything, right? And then I work with it. So I did not document this one properly because there's a lot of stuff. I forgot to do things. So yeah, but luckily I took like some photos. So the first photos, the base paper, the white paper, the textured watercolor paper, and then I put uh, what is it? White ink there. So it said like one day you will there, like that, right? It's like one day you will, and then it's on white paper. And again, I use my folded pen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe folded pen is another one day you will that ties everything around. Yeah. Thank you, Carol, for the folded pen. Uh, and then the second layer, I want it to be like very close to the base layer, but still have like shadow play there. So I thought about like embossing. So I made this one day you will, right? I again, I don't want it. I don't need it to be like very readable. So I just put one day you will. Not everything is cut for the template, and then I just made the emboss here. So there's emboss in the center. So if you see here, it should be here on the left corner, but then I put it on the center now because I think, yeah, I don't know. I think this is better. I think this is better visually. Yeah. I don't think we need reason for everything. So yeah, this is a good thing. And then yeah, the last thing which I want to play like in different heights, different levels is to cut out the main one day you will. So I cut the one day you will like this, and then I cut every letters into like smaller pieces, and I assemble it into a box like this. I assemble it into a box. And then what I found interesting is I can see the shadow play now, right? From the faintest shadow from the embossing part to the highest level of the cutout that I put like very high. I use like that foam tape to make it higher. And then the problem is it's not like really a problem, but then the white ink doesn't appear so much here. So then I just played with my UV light and I can see everything. So that's how this works. So yeah, so then wow. Okay, so now you can play with UV light to see it. If you see it closely, you can still see the white ink there. Yeah, faintly, but you can see. Right? So then I play with this. But then I think this is like good enough. I really love it already. But then I said, no, this is still, I can still see this like very clearly, right? Why I put the title as veiled, I want is I want people don't see it as clear as they want. Right? So you know, like every frame it comes with sometimes it's glass, but sometimes like these days they use like thick plastic on it, right? So I put the thick plastic on, and I put another thing there, which is like the ice, something like ice glass. You know, it's like ice plastic, so it's very blurred. Yeah, it makes what you see very blurred there. So I put that there, and it got the shape. I cut it as a shape of like more like smoke, or like I want to say it as a haze, because the inspiration was again Jakarta. Jakarta has been so hazy, like recently, because of the pollution. That's one inspiration, but I will not go to the you know the social propaganda and something like that. But I only take that as again as my inspiration, what is closer to me. So then that's the haze, and it completed my veiled artwork, right? And then I will show you one thing. So this is the, yeah, and under the UV light, so it is quite different, and you can see the white ink there become like dark purple down there. I cannot show to you like in real life because like the camera will not like capture the UV light thing. Yeah, if you play with the UV light, but I have it here. Yeah, it is here. So yeah, So with my third artwork, it's called Veiled. The message that I want to communicate is sometimes like this is like just I think about myself for this. Like I like oftentimes I cannot see things like clearly. I cannot see things very clearly, and then I need to do something about it. Sometimes I need to take a step closer. Sometimes I need to take a step further, right? Sometimes I need like a new perspective. I need a new point of view to see things, right? As you can see here, right? If you see here, it's from the front. You cannot see the one day you will very clear, but then if you see like from this side, it's clearer than the other. And then sometimes maybe I need the UV light for me to see better from the side. So it always come to me that my brain or the way I'm thinking is very veiled. There's like close there. But then like if you open the veil, if you take another step, if you just like change how you see things, maybe it can work. Or maybe you need help with another tool, another person, another people to just help you with their skill, like the UV light, right? Because we human don't have like UV lights, right? We are not UV lights. Okay, so sometimes we cannot do everything on our and on our own. So we need like some help as well with that. So that concludes all my artworks journey. So this is the three artworks that I have. Ooh, let me do something with my face. Oh, I'm gone. You can see. Yeah, that is the three. Okay, so now I'm back again. Wait. Okay. And yeah, and thank you for all that attend this session. I'm really grateful for you all. And I'm also very grateful for, especially like Dorothy, for her hard work. Like I said, it's like the lady with the magic, right? She's the lady with the magic. And then like for Carols, for Eleanor, for Arlene from my team. Because I might be like someone that cannot like express things like very clearly sometimes. I don't really talk too much to people, but knows that I'm inspired that much from my other teammates. Woo, right? I don't know, Aline, Eleanor, if you see this like sometimes in the future. Woo, right? And Carol, thank you so much. Uh like I know like every time Carol asks me like, Cosmos, do you need help? And then I said, oh, I think I'm good. Yeah, that's always my answer. But why I always answer I think I'm good because I already got like so many insights from when she talked with like other mentees and then like what the insight of the others. So yeah, so then I can like figure out everything else. And I think I think folded pen is what Carol's doing to me. Yeah. Carol's made me do the folded pen, and I will do the demo for making the folded pen next week. Yeah. So again, thank you for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Cosmos. That was awesome. Very, very awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. Does anybody have questions? Okay, Susan is saying you can see the influence from Carol and you've moved beyond into new processes. Yeah, amazing work. I just wanted to say that when I first approached Cosmos, he was burning out from calligraphy. He was like, he doesn't think he can do this anymore.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you have to make a living.
Yeah.
You have to work, you have to, and calligraphy was not working for you. And I was thinking, wow, it's very sad if Cosmos is to give up calligraphy because he's so talented, he's so good. And I kind of felt like you are the kind of person that, you just needed somebody to give you a boost and you will go to the next level. I mean, you were so good. And with your design background and all that, it would be such a sad thing to lose you. So, and I'm really, really glad that you said yes. And I saw immediately when you found the folded pen that it gave you a fresh excitement.
Yes.
You were posting, I
Yes.
saw it was amazing. I was like, wow, this guy has found something to excite him. about calligraphy, because I think that now the expressiveness was something that you were looking for. You got bored with doing all your perfect scripts. And is this the first time that you produced like art, like big pieces? Is this your
Yes.
first time? It is.
Yes. Like
Yeah,
my first time for like calligraphy pieces, like the big calligraphy pieces.
right. Yeah, and it's amazing. So and today during the presentation, Cosmos, I heard you saying so much. I love this. I'm really, and I am so pleased because your passion is come back, and you're excited about your work. So I'm just very happy for you. Okay, wait, there's a question.
Yeah.
When you first started, did you learn different types of calligraphy simultaneously, or did you learn one and then the other?
No, I don't think it's like simultaneously like in this right at the same time, but I really do like I think at first I start with like brush calligraphy because the resources was very hard to find, especially in Indonesia at that time. So I did like brush calligraphy, and then like I moved on to copper plate while I'm still like learning about brush calligraphy. But then like I already like did learn about like brush calligraphy for maybe like 2-3 months, and then I moved on while I'm still learning the other. So I don't know if it's called like simultaneously, but then it is like simultaneously, but at the same time it's not. Yeah, and then like I also have moved to like italic, and then like with the broad edge script, somehow we can learn everything. Everything is easier with broad edge, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, because it has like this characteristic of like broad edge calligraphy, and then like playing with the pen angle, that kind of style. That's the only matter with the broad edge calligraphy for me. It's not for everyone. But yeah. I think to control like pointed pen is harder for me.
Sabrina says it's the opposite for her.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyone have any questions or comments? You can unmute. Actually, there's not that many of us, and just speak to Cosmos directly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you, and I know that Carol is very pleased. She is very proud of you.
Yeah. Every time like Carol, like every time I posted when I did a video of like photo pen, and then Carol will comment comments everything there. Yeah, it's very, I don't know, it's very exciting to see. I actually really love like folded pen, like, and how the texture works. Yeah.
That's nice. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight to the rest of us who are here that, sometimes for those of us in countries where you can just walk into an art shop and just buy whatever you want, it's not the case for everyone everywhere else in the world. Sometimes, like when I first started learning calligraphy, I could not afford, seriously, the import, to fly the supplies over. I mean, there is still no miniatum here in Singapore. You cannot buy it. If I wanted to do gilding, I have to import it from Cornelissen and Sons, and it costs us a lot just to fly it here. So, there are many people who have limitations, but Cosmos made his own pen, and that's fabulous.
Yeah, I have like a story about that. Like
Yeah.
when we did like the mentorship, like sometimes like Carol or like Arlene or like Eleanor will recommend like some products, like, oh, use this ink, and I said, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I cannot find that ink anywhere here. And then like he will, even like for books, right, he will recommend this book. Sorry again. We don't have that book here. Yeah, that's something that's very hard. But then I find like that one book like that I said like in my presentation just now. I found it in Amazon, but they didn't deliver to Indonesia somehow. So I, but they delivered to Singapore. So I asked my friend address. I sent it there, and then when I was there in Singapore, I just like, hello, my book. It's very hard to find.
I'm sorry. Hey, you can, whatever books you want, you tell me. I'll get it sent to here, and then we can get it over to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Sabina has the same experience in
Yeah, right.
Chile. Yeah, certain places you just cannot find out in the boondocks somewhere. So I mean, those of us who do have access to paper, inks, and pen, we have to be very thankful. And also the post office, sometimes you buy things and they don't come. So, I mean, for all these things, we're just grateful, Cosmos, that you have been able to do all that with all the limitations. So thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you. Thank you,
you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. I'm very happy for you. Any other comments or questions for Cosmos? Well done, and says. And Roxana, I also understand the feeling. Lately, things are more available, but it's not easy, to afford.
Yeah,
Correct. Did you just now say you were leading a choir? You
yeah.
were teaching, you teach singing, as in.
Yeah, I mean, like it was it's only like on and off about the choir, like singing, teaching, because like if someone like actually hire me, I will just go, but
I,
then not anymore. So yeah, it was just like last semester. So this semester I'm not teaching choir, but I still teach the calligraphy thing.
right. So, I mean, Cosmos is somebody that I feel, I mean, he's an artist. You can tell that, right? It's so obvious. It's so obvious from the way he speaks and his process. And Cosmos, I really wish that you can continue to produce art and that it can be a source of income for you. I mean, really, I mean, practically speaking, yes, because this is how you spend your time. You bought the material, the resources. So friends, Cosmos' work is available for purchase. So if you like what you see, you like his story, you want to send him off on his journey, please give him, your love. And if yourself not in a position to collect art, then recommend him to people who are collecting, for sure. I mean, I feel that the one day you will is something that is a little bit prophetic for you because I see you becoming an artist in your own right in your country and having a voice. So I see that for you. So I'm very pleased. Yay, congratulations. Yeah. And other people wish to comment or question? Take myself off. Oh wait, let me stop the recording so it can process.